Hey,
LTA, how you feeling, man?
man, feeling good. Another hot topic for you.
Some more shit.
Yeah, man. What's going on in the world this week, man? There's so much, man. So we're gonna kick it off.
I wanted to start off with some Young Thug been making the news over the weekend because he went live or IG, whatever it was, and said, if you dead broke, you shouldn't be having kids because poverty creates crime.
I can agree. I mean, oh man, it's one of those tricky situations because I agree. If you're in a situation and you're not able to take care of yourself, why would you want to bring kids into this world?
Hello. It's not the Damon Drake thing, though.
No, that's next door.
Okay, thank you.
Like, my thing is, if you know you're struggling, you're trying to make a way for yourself, not to say that you can't bring kids in this world, but why not take the option to better your life before you bring kids into the world? So to a certain extent, I agree with him. Maybe the words that he used was a little harsh, you know what I'm saying? But he's a rapper, man. Dude,
That's
cussing and fussing all day.
That's crazy you said that because that was the exact word somebody else used. Like, what he said might have been harsh, but see, and this is another thing too. A lot of people was complaining about what he said, but nobody wanted to talk about what he said, the reason why he said it.
Right. So
they like, how
can you say that?
He gets rich and now he's telling people how to do this, that, and third. I bet his parents wasn't rich.
On the flip side of the coin, though, why we can't address the issues that's going on in the neighborhood and speak on what he's talking about in regards to what's going on in our community. Why are we, why are individuals who don't have the support that they need, why are they
just making kids,
having babies like that? But who are we to judge, man? And some people don't. For some people, material ain't everything.
But this is the thing, though. We all did it, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, what he's saying though is, okay, just because we went through it, do we have to keep going through it? Like, you gotta learn from mistakes. Like, wisdom comes from learning from other people's mistakes.
That's one thing that I tell my kids. Like
learn from
my mistakes.
Like,
don't be anything like me. Be 10 times better than me. You know what I mean?
At least strive to be.
Strive to be 10 times better. I'm gonna give you the coaching and the guidance that you need to make sure you don't make the same mistakes. But if like my son, if he decided to have 4 babies back to back to back, it ain't no way I could get down on him because that's what he's choosing to do. Now, he might not be able to provide for them in the manners that need to be provided. You know what I'm saying? But
no, that's the thing.
Life we learn.
That's the thing. Grow. That's the thing, though. You can't actually. I don't know. You want to use the word "get down," but it's cool to point things out and, like I said, even if you want to use the words criticize or whatever. If I'm telling you from experience that I went through this and that because I made bad choices, I'm not saying me telling you that's going to stop you from making bad choices. But if I'm trying to give you some game, that's all I can do. That's all I can do is at least try to give you some game.
You could try. And
that's it. People want to choose, they want to do regardless.
And then on the flip side, so like when I started having kids, I ain't had no money. You know what I mean? And just because, and you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I understand what he said, but then it's like, I didn't have any money raising my children. I wasn't rich, you know what I'm saying? And I made sure that I was able to take care of my kids the way that I needed to by working, 2, 3 jobs or whatever it may be to suffice to make sure that my children turned out all right.
Listen to what you said, though. Listen to what you said.
2 or 3 jobs.
You ain't really had enough money. You ain't really had no money, but you was working 2 or 3 jobs.
Yeah.
He's talking about people that's dead broke, ain't trying to do nothing, and you just out here recreational fucking bringing people into this world that you're not willing to take care of.
To get that check.
You know?
But this generation is different from our generation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it ain't really.
We was responsible.
So
you know what I'm saying?
And it's really about, and it really ain't about being poor. Like, I mean, numbers is all subjective. Like, what's poor to me might not be poor to you, or whatever. You know what I mean? So,
and material for some people don't mean nothing.
But his point, but the bottom line of what he was saying, though, see, people get it twisted with the broken stuff. What he's saying is, he didn't say broke, and what he meant by that, he said dead broke is what he said. Right. What he was meaning by that, though, is if you ain't got a pot to piss in, how the hell is you going to bring a person into this world and expect good results? Do it happen? Yes. Yes, there's success stories. But we got to go with majority of how life was ran.
Yeah, it definitely happens because, I mean, I'll speak on my case. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did what I needed to do to make sure my babies was good. You know what I'm saying? And that sometimes I had to be inside of the world in order to make those things happen. You know what I mean? But it happened. And those kids, my children turned out to be okay. So it's like, we can't really decide whether or not somebody's economic status permits them to have kids or not. You know what I mean? If somebody wants to procreate, they should be able to procreate. You know
Yeah, people should be able to do what they want to do. But what we said, we got to go by majority. We can't go by individual stats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We can't go by individual stats.
Majority of them slip through the cracks. You know what I'm saying? The majority of the kids slip through the cracks. They end up in situations where, you know what I'm saying? They slip through the cracks. So they end up, perpetuating the systems, getting caught up for fighting in school or stealing or, you know what I'm saying, trying to hustle, stuff like that.
So, yeah, so he's not flat out saying people shouldn't have kids. Once again, it's only an opinion, and obviously people are going to do what they want to do.
They do what they want to do, man.
All I would say, as far as me agreeing with him, is this. I'll just tell you a fast story about me real fast, and then we're gonna jump to the rampart. I keep saying rampart.
Yeah.
What's it called?
That's Roe. That's Roe. But I mean,
the Wade versus what's it called?
RoeVsWade. But I mean, it's a perfect segue because it's like.
But let me just say this real fast.
Individuals in those communities, they do have the option to have abortions. You know what I mean? So right now they have an option to have abortions. In a minute with the RoeVsWade, they might not.
They're not going to.
You know what I'm saying?
That one.
So then it's like, what are you to do? You know what I'm saying? When you're talking to adults that are reproducing, like it's hard to talk to our young adults nowadays to get them the knowledge or the guidance that they need because they always, offended. They get offended by criticism.
Yeah. Nowadays people are super offended by everything.
Super sensitive.
Super. I mean, far as the Roe versus Wade situation, there's no way in the world that you could tell somebody to have an abortion or not have an abortion.
Man.
There's no way in the world, right?
The way I look at it, man, it's like no matter what you do, it's always gonna be somebody out there to judge what you're doing, right? So when abortion first happened, man, it was an outcry from both sides, right? You got people that are pro-abortion and people that are anti-abortion. People who are pro-abortion are individuals who are saying a woman should have her own choice. And the people who are pro-abortion are people who figure that every child should have a chance at life. You know what I'm saying? But you look at the circumstances, right? Some people have abortions because they don't have the money to take care of kids, or they have abortions because they done been raped. You know what I'm saying? Or they done been or they just all type of weirdo type of behavior.
Or they figure, why bring a kid up when I'm not ready and make the kid life worse? Like where he has to go run and join the streets or whatever, he or she, because I ain't gonna be able to be no parent. And people would say, you should make that decision before you have sex, which I agree too. But people is human and things happen. But this is the thing, and this goes back to what we was just talking about. Can't nobody tell you that you can't have a baby. People are just saying make better choices. If you flat broke, you should think about that before you do it. Nobody said you can't have one. So with the Wade situation, the Roe versus Wade, they're trying to tell people they can't have an abortion.
Yeah, it will be considered illegal to have an abortion.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So even if you was raped?
Even if you was raped.
Period.
Even if you was raped, the states can decide whether or not to allow abortion the same way they allow legalization of marijuana. And my biggest thing is once you start playing with Congress and start playing with the Constitution, it's like that opens the floodgate to repeal and change whatever they want to change. It lets them know that these laws that were set to kind of lead and bring our country
mandatory.
They can change it. It can be changed at any given time. You know what I'm saying? For the worse.
I don't even understand how this is even a conversation about telling somebody what they can and can't do with their body. That's the same thing with the vaccination. It's like you can't I don't care what you pro whatever the hell. I don't care what you're for, I don't care what you're against.
Right.
You can't tell me what the hell I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? And then with the abortion, it ain't about you being for it or against it. It's about, at the end of the day, it should be choice.
It's a sticky space, man, when you start thinking about free choice. So like with free choice, I think about the drug errors. You know what I'm saying? Where people got the choice to utilize the drugs. You know what I mean? And like it's their choice to do them, but at the end of the day, it's almost detrimental to the culture. So like when abortions first started, I didn't know where to sit. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe that a person should have a free choice, but then I also believe in the stuff that happens on the back end. You know what I'm saying? Not having enough, it's like population control. You know what I'm saying? We've talked about the population control in which, you know, in certain areas of the world, man, people are regulated on how many children they can have, or if they can have boys, or if they can have girls, and it's a mess. You know what I'm saying? All the way down to the vaccine. Like it was a method of like control. It's a control mechanism, and then once we allow people to have the free choice to have abortions, you know what I'm saying, they was doing what needed to be done. Because even though the law's been around for almost 50 years, like the abortion spikes didn't really happen until like the 90s. You know what I'm saying? And then you have all these kids that have been aborted that could have possibly benefited society. So they're probably looking at it through a different lens where it's like, okay, they see the impact of the abortions during the 1990s and the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? And it might be a decrease in eligible workers. You know what I'm saying? There might be decreases in all different kind of levels because those babies never made it.
Yeah, but you can't, once again though, that's all well and cool. Even if, let's say, they was on the right, which I'm so fishy about why they even trying to do this, because we always knew that they actually was trying to kill us off. And when I say us, I mean
Black folks.
black and brown, indigenous people. So we already been arguing about that as far as abortions go, because we had a higher rate than anybody else, blah, 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 right?
Because we live in poverty. The majority of individuals are living in poverty or coming from broken homes where individuals are raising these children by themselves without the second parent.
So I will be, because I haven't really read up on the whole situation. I just know that they're trying to have people not have abortions. So I haven't really dived deep into it, but it kind of don't make sense because it's usually the opposite way around, where they want us to have abortions.
Right.
So I'm kind of fishy about this. I'm gonna do some research on this.
I honestly believe it is a play on civil right, constitutional
So
law.
they could change that. They could change anything.
They can
in the
change
Constitution.
anything. Anything that in regards to civil rights or free choice, if they are able to change this law, I honestly believe like this is a precursor to them wanting to change different laws as well. Like
Which they already been doing, voting and all types of shit.
voting, zoning, like all of these different racial tactics that have been used and proven can now be manifested in a more efficient way. It's some of the weirdest stuff.
Overlay for the underlay.
Yeah.
I think that's how the pandemic is.
Yeah.
That's like the first part of martial law. Put people in the house and
Make them, man, and then strike them with fear. And then you in the house, so you quarantine, you struck with fear, you're quarantined, and then every time you turn on the TV, you bring programmed into believing that it's not safe for you to be outside in the world. You know what I mean? It's something else, man.
Man, see, so far as control goes, as far as the government control, they should never be able to control anything. Now, I will say this as far as pro-life, though. I mean, as far as procreation, though. I will say this. I think there should be some kind of test, however that looks, some kind of test to make sure you're stable to be a parent. Mm-hmm. I don't think they got the right to tell you to be or not to be a parent, but I think there should be some kind of, the same way you go get GEDs and all that type of shit and go be nurses and all that, I think you should have some kind of evaluation to be a parent.
But they like
now that's as far as I go, as far as control.
That'll be an extreme control. Like
that won't be control.
That'd
be your choice to pass the test or not. That ain't control.
I mean, to mandate it. I mean, I can see it happening where like they do it now with like prenatal care. You know what I'm saying? With young mothers and things like that. They got situations where the young mothers can actually speak to a doctor before they even consider having an abortion. So they do have some resources out there that kind of help individuals that may not be as stable as others, but you have to be able to navigate those resources in order to find it to see if you can get the assistance needed to become a better parent. In all honesty, like with Roe versus Wade, there is no constitutional law that should govern the free will of a woman to decide whether or not she wants to have a child or not. If she doesn't want to have a child, she should have that choice, especially in cases of like rape and domestic violence.
Yeah, that's crazy to tell somebody they can't.
You can't have an abortion. You just got raped by Bobby, Joe, and Billy.
Even if you're a bad parent, I say you should have had that baby. I can't tell you should have had it. I could just be my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's control, man. It goes from controlling you with the vaccine to be able to control the women with the appealing of this constitutional law.
Oh shit, what's that? Well shit, man, what else we got, man?
Man, we got that $750 stimulus check, man.
Shit.
Man, y'all live ain't doing nothing.
Man, like I thought it would have been more, man. I'm actually upset. I'm glad I got it. But I think I'm gonna get it.
Tell the people because I never heard this to today.
You ain't heard about it?
Nah.
Oh, okay. Let me inform the world real quick, because a lot of y'all might be getting a $750 check and didn't even know it. So, like, if you was a frontline worker, that means, like, working in a health facility, nursing homes, lunch lines, man, it's a long list of occupations. Most of them are related to healthcare because they're frontline workers and individuals that could not take off of work once the pandemic hit. So, like, there was no, we're going to shut down the whole hospital when nobody goes to work. Right. It was we had to work through that pandemic. And in my opinion, $750, man, it's like throwing pennies at a stripper.
Yeah.
You know, that's bogus. Come on, man. You done spent 2 years on the front lines dealing with people who could possibly give you COVID and all this other stuff. You gonna send them $750? I was insulted. And I'll take it.
And you know what else though? Why can't us construction workers get that? we're building this spot for people to live and all that. So we gotta work to make sure that they good. You know what I mean?
I think that any position that had to function during the pandemic on a regular basis that didn't have that option, like, you know, Macy's got time to close down. You know what I'm saying? They shorten their hours. Restaurants closed, you know what I'm saying? All that type of stuff. Those people could not work during the pandemic.
We had to work. Like I said, we building houses for y'all and stuff. The hospitals
working hard
too,
man. 16 hours, man, surrounded by COVID, and then they give us $750. Like, how disrespectful.
I think all that stimulus shit was I mean, once again, like you said, we'd take it. But all that shit though, the $650, that wasn't no money. Yeah, you know. Man. None of that shit was no money. But I mean, like I said, we'll take it.
I'll take the $750, but it really should have been $27.50. $27.50. You know what I'm saying? I done spent 2 years on the front lines, wiping noses, checking temperatures, cleaning up wounds, catering to families, meeting not only patients but their families. Like, that's a lot of contact with folks, man. And you only gonna give me $750 for 2 years?
Now hold on, what you mean? Is this every month?
No.
No, you get one check.
One check. This $750.
And it should have been $27.
They cap it.
They cap it. Because you think about it, man, like, all the individuals that's working inside of the hospital, man, they were in there before the vaccine came. And then once the vaccine came, they was told, if you don't get it, you're going to lose your job. You know what I'm saying?
They at least gave it for 6 months like they did the other ones.
Man, look, they should have treated it like unemployment, man. Look, give me $750 for a whole year, man.
For a whole year or so.
For a whole year. For 12 months, I'm decent.
They did an extra $300 for unemployment for however long.
Man, they
gave us stimulus checks for about 6 months.
And them was the ones that sat at home.
Man.
So
now the essential workers, they only gonna get that one time.
That one time deal. And we done bust our ass through the whole pandemic, epidemic, whatever they want to call it.
All that shit's don't relate for another though. You see how, people, which they told you this, but some people didn't pay attention. You see all the people complaining about taxes right now?
Man.
I was like, they told y'all this though, that money that we was getting, they're gonna take half of that back. Yeah. That was half of your child care. Yep. They told you that, but a lot of people didn't pay attention.
They didn't believe it.
People complaining like a motherfucker right now about taxes.
I'm salty, man. Like, I don't even like tax time no more. I stopped liking taxes about 5 years ago once they said, hey, you're not really getting nothing back no more. I said, man,
me and the mom we bounce it back and
One
forth. So.
baby or something like that.
No, we do. I usually do it. Like 2 years, and she do it for 2 years, or you know what I'm saying. Like we do it however, like, depending on what kind of money. Like if they need money for this, I'm like, oh, you can do it this year. Right. You know what I'm saying. If I'm trying to bust a move, I'm gonna do it this year. You know what I mean. So the years I don't claim my kids, I owe. I actually owe them $2,000 this year.
Yeah. Man, I don't even talk about it, man. Like that. This whole tax thing is a game because, like, you think about it. Okay, the one thing you want to do is constantly earn. But the more you earn, the different tax brackets you end up in. And if you don't have enough dependents or enough write-offs, what ends up happening with all that money that you made, you end up getting taxed 2-3 times more at the end of the year. Oh, yeah. So it's like you want to strive to get up there and do $120,000 in your name or whatever. But by the time tax time come around and you go sit down with the man, if you ain't got 5 kids, boy, you gonna end up on like 15 bands. You know what I'm saying? In the dough, just simply because you made X amount of dollars during the year. So what I did, you know what I'm saying, was started businesses. I don't keep money in my name no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no money. I don't want no extra jobs. Like, let the business do what they supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting stuff, man. And I honestly believe, with this 750, they can give us another 2,000. Give me $27.50. Yeah, I'll be decent. I wouldn't even complain. Or give us the 750 from now until the end of the year.
And hold up. I don't want to gloss over what you said. Though. That's very important for anybody that end up watching this video. What he just said is gold. Start getting money out your name. Yeah. Start getting money into LLCs, into businesses and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then we all know how the game go far as you don't plan for this, but let's just say bankruptcy come, do like Trump and the rest of the motherfuckers do. You file for that business bankruptcy. I don't have shit to do with your name.
Nothing to do with your name.
Nothing to do with your name. And you keep it moving. You know what I'm talking about? Now, you don't practice bad business. You know what I'm saying? You don't aim to lose, but get shit out your name, start getting businesses, and things don't go right. You can file for is that Chapter 11? I think it is.
Yeah,
Chapter 11 for a business part, and you don't have shit to do with your name.
Yeah. And you can still move forward.
That's a good goal.
You know what I'm saying? You can still move forward with your name and not have to worry about it. Then if one business goes bankrupt, you can go create another one.
Right.
Like that's the best part about it. I'm slowly figuring out that money thing.
Yeah, I'm a little slow on it too. But I've been on it though.
I'm salty, but I'm only getting $750. Right. I'm salty, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I risk my life.
And don't go create And don't go create a business and practice bad business.
And think another.
And we're not saying that. We're not advocating that.
Do it right the first time, man. Do it right the first time. But if at first you don't succeed, try again. And then I'm gonna hit Congress to see if I can try. Get that 27.
Yeah. That 750 need to come for about 6 months at least.
I promise you.
Y'all gave us 6 months of stimulus.
Treat it like we getting unemployment.
And that's essential workers, so you could definitely
treat it like we getting the unemployment.
You could definitely you know what I'm saying, make it more than that 750.
Yeah, man, 750. You know what I'm saying? It's something else, man. But that's pretty much. So for all the people out there that's viewing, checking the video or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Make sure that you abide by whatever it is you gotta abide by to get your little 750. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully you get more than that, but we're gonna find out in the long run.
Let's pause it for a half a second. Let's pause it for a half a second.
Man, my phone died. What's up, Captain? Man, this shit crazy, man. It's super frustrating just thinking about it, man. Like, for those in the world, right? So today, in a conversation with a colleague, man, we found out that there are just as many young men that get kidnapped as there is young women that get kidnapped. It's crazy because people rarely talk about the number of young men and men that come up missing in our community, man. Yeah. Last year, I think the numbers was pretty much dead center at 1,400 cases for both black women and black men that have gone missing in the state of Minnesota.
For that 1 year? You said
Yeah,
last
1 year.
That was
Last year,
21?
21. I believe it was 21. It might be 20. We might need to double down on the numbers, but that was the numbers that I remembered because it was both of them was close to 1,400.
It might have been 20 because you know they wait till a whole year to kind of do the whole
The
census.
census joint.
Either way though, man, like how many you said 1,400?
There was 1,400 young ladies and 1,400 young men that came up missing in the state of Minnesota. And I know that because the people that I work with have access to those numbers. And like, it's all these new task force that got started. You got this missing, indigenous missing murdered women task force.
I just heard about that. They had a march the other day.
Right, so their focus is the women that come up missing. But in the midst of doing the research, found out that it's just as many boys that come up missing as it is girls. The shit crazy. And then you think about, okay, well, how do they get these people? I think, for one, it's the police. I honestly think the police involved to some extent, but then I also believe that kids get conned into that shit.
I mean,
You know,
and just
video games.
But as far as the police part go though, I mean, even if we're talking other states, like what you just say, it was 10 girls every day in Chicago?
Man, Chicago is missing 10 girls a day.
So ain't no way in the world you're trying to tell me, if we're talking every single day, 7 days a week, it's no way in the world that this is not planned in some kind of way. So that will be FBI, government, you know what I'm saying, the police, they all in one. When I say government, I'm talking about, that's all.
And then my thing,
it's impossible for that not to be them.
who the hell, and what the hell, where they going? So we can't have that many sickos or sick motherfuckers in this world
Steady killing.
that's on that. You know what I'm saying? Unless we really do. Unless we got a secret society
It's
of
definitely
sick motherfuckers, man, that rotate these people.
They taking them out of
kill
country,
them,
starting their own lifestyle.
all types of
bury
shit.
them,
All types of
Doing
shit.
slavery all over.
Organs, all types of shit.
all type of goofy shit going
But
on, man.
this how you know it's connected though. Even if it's sickos and they got a coat, the police and all that is involved in. That's why the Ku Klux Klan wore masks.
They're not
Because they were
tracking.
the teachers and blah, blah, blah. My point is, if you're doing this 7 days a week, there's clues and shit that's gonna get left behind
Where
and
the
all that.
where the scratches?
If it's 7 days a week,
Where's the blood?
Like, come
where's
on,
where's the witnesses?
come on.
No
Where are the
witness.
people? Ain't no witnesses. Ain't nobody
Yeah.
seeing these things happen, and that's why I'm like, either these situations are occurring because somebody is trusting somebody enough to walk with them, or they are being coerced to some extent into walking out their house without the things that they need to make sure that they get home
Well,
safe.
that's the second part. The first part was this police handled or whatever.
Right.
The second part is the games
The
and
video games,
or
the text messages,
the text,
the TikToks,
you know, stuff like that.
the Roblox, all the things that our kids now have access to, where individuals from outside of their immediate home can now influence them to come outside of their house.
Yeah.
Talking to them on a piece like, hey man, you want to go out for pizza? You know, we can meet down the street or I can come pick you up. Leave your phone at home because we'll be right back. Little kids gonna listen to that. They gonna believe that shit. You know what I'm saying? And they end up jumping in some vehicle or going into some neighborhood with some weirdo and they never come back.
If somebody tell you to leave something, let me tell you right now, to little kids, to women, to whoever, if somebody's telling you to leave something, question that. Why the hell would I be telling you to leave something just to come with me? You know what I mean? That's like how they said, you know, I know this is off subject, but they said that they told Pac not to wear his vest and he always wears his vest. Why would you be telling me not to wear it? Like, why would you be telling me to come outside without your phone or why is you telling me what not to bring? Why?
Like a lot
You know
of
what I mean?
people-
Like,
we got-
watch that, y'all.
We got an impressionable society because so many people are spending so much time inside that they don't know how to interact with people in the real world. So they are living in this fantasy land where they think that, okay, because I'm safe in my house and I'm on my phone chatting to these weirdos, that once they leave that house that they're going to keep that same amount of safety. Once you leave your house, it's done. And like what really puzzles the fuck out of me is like, what happened to all the serial killers, dog? You know what I'm saying? Like, when we was coming up, Joe, man, they had manhunts for people like Jeffrey Dahmer. You know what I'm saying? Like, and these people ain't went nowhere. They just got smarter with their craft, and it's creepy as hell. It's creepy as hell, man.
They get inside help though. Like I said, it's definitely cover-ups. It's just like when it comes to selling drugs and all that type of shit. We knew that them niggas in the 80s wasn't billionaires without the police being involved. Of course they was paying the police off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They still are.
That's exactly how it goes. Like, even the mob and all that. You thought the mob was doing all them killings and selling dope without the police help? Hell no.
Man, they still doing it, man. And it's like, it's sad, you know what I mean? Because you got to keep your family aware of some of the things that can occur once they are out of your care. We live in a culture now where most of the kids are sheltered as hell. They don't go outside and bust their head outside the fire hydrant. They don't ride their bikes through the neighborhoods. They don't go to the park and play basketball. They're not being exposed into the world to where they can start developing the senses that they need to survive. They stuck in the house on video games all the damn time, which makes them susceptible to impression from outside forces. It also makes them susceptible to fake relationships.
Yeah, and that's important though. Like, even though my mama had me in the streets young, and that ain't right either, but what came good out of that, kids couldn't offer me drugs.
Right.
Because I knew exactly what the drug was at fucking 7, 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see whatever and tell you exactly what that was. So it wasn't no, here, try this. You know what I mean? So I did what you said when it comes to, we're not getting that outside experience, that raw experience.
Not no more. And then you knew what the weirdo looked like. You knew what the weirdo sounded like because you in the world and you could see all the regular people, and then you see that person that stands out that you can feel and sense don't have your good intentions by them. You know what I'm saying? You were able to move around or get to the next space, you know what I'm saying? And like navigate that. These kids now, man, don't know how to navigate it, man. I'm telling you, like my son hit me up and was like, Papa, I want to go meet with my friend from the PlayStation at a movie theater.
That's crazy.
Boy, I went nuts. Like, no, unless I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be there the whole time.
And who is this person you talking about for the PlayStation? What you mean my friend for the PlayStation?
This ain't no friend. You know what I'm saying? But our kids...
I would have went and did that on purpose just to check it out.
Yeah, I probably would have set that up.
Like I would have went.
You, both of y'all, you feel me? Sit out in the back just to check it out, you know?
Yeah, because it's
you gotta test that type of stuff out.
I think that's how a lot of these kids coming up missing. I think a lot of these kids is coming up missing, and these women and men are coming up missing because they are allowing...
The women be easy because they always trying to look for a come up and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, the women definitely be a little easy, right?
I'm still trying to figure out how all these men coming up missing.
I don't know, but we gotta see that right there. We gotta get more information on that because that could be.
It'd be more women in the club,
gay men or something.
All the time.
You know that's more like that. That gotta be more of not the. You know, I'm not bashed or nothing like that, but I'm just saying that gotta be more the gay men situation.
I don't know.
Gotta be more of that.
You know, you letting the motherfucker drug you and take you somewhere a little weird.
Because I mean,
I've been in the situations though, like I done been in a situation where I felt like I got kidnapped, and it was by some girls. You know what I'm saying? We was at a party.
You gotta hear this.
Man, because kidnap me, baby. Come on.
No, man, I'm telling you, you do not want to wake up butt-ass naked in somebody else's bed.
Let's hear this story.
You gotta tell wake up butt-ass naked in nobody's bed.
Tell us this story.
So, I'm going to tell you this story, man. We at the crib, right? A few years ago, little house party. We all in there drinking. I remember everything. I had a gallon, and this how long ago it was. I had a gallon of Seagram's gin.
Yeah, that was about
right? I had a gallon of Seagram's gin.
That was a
the
long
one
time.
with the handle. So I'm turning that bad boy up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the house got a gallon. I'm probably like 19. You know what I'm saying? So we in the crib chilling. A couple shorties come through. She got a little pink car. I'll never forget that pink car. You know what I'm saying? She, what's up? We get to kicking it, kicking the bobos and whatnot. She's like, I'm gonna take a ride somewhere. She was going somewhere, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go with you. So I stumbled out the house with the gallon, remember putting the gallon next to the tree. I got in shorty car. I don't remember nothing after that except waking up butt ass naked somewhere that I ain't know what the fuck was at. I opened the windows to see what. First of all, in the house by myself, bro. I don't know what happened that night.
Oh, so you was in there by yourself? You ain't know you in the house?
I ain't know the house. I don't know how I got there. I was intoxicated. Jumped in shorty car. Shorty took me somewhere, and I later found out it was in Minnetonka. So I came from the north side, ended up in Minnetonka in somebody's house, in their bed. No, I ain't know nothing about the bus. I ain't had no cell phone.
Now, hold on. How do you equate this to probably you got kidnapped?
I'm just like that shit happens. Like that's how easy it can
especially in
happen.
Minnetonka though.
That's how easy it can happen.
Turn into something else.
Right, I don't know what happened that night. I know I was with Shorty. I know Shorty was in the house with me. I do not remember falling asleep. Like none of that. I woke up, you know what I'm saying, and I was butt ass naked, Joe. And I went to the windows, was walking through the house with nobody in the house, Joe. Open the windows up, I look outside, and it's the fucking woods.
That's different though. You just blacked out because you drunk too.
But I'm just saying, like, what if it was somebody that had some ill intentions? That's how easy it would have been for them to just do my ass. And I'm 19 years old, strong as shit. Bout it, rowdy. You know what I'm saying? But at that moment, I was inebriated off my square and got in the car with some girls. Now, anything could have happened.
But that's still by choice though. This other stuff is not by choice.
Going out there,
that was by choice.
I wanted to be at home. I got in the car by choice.
I got to think about that later.
I got in the car by choice. Yes, I did get in the car by choice.
And you got drunk by choice.
I was drinking.
By choice.
By choice.
Yeah.
I did not ask to go to that girl's house.
I'm pretty sure.
I did not.
Being drunk, you probably did. They probably told you we're going here. You was like, all right, cool.
I did not ask to wake up butt ass naked in Minnetonka. I did not ask for that. You know what I'm saying?
But if something were to happen, that wouldn't justify the wrong, you know?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's where you fuck up, because you know I'm fucked up. You know, so it's like, why would you be, you know?
Motherfucker could have took
you need to ask me how to get to my crib or something.
Right, I should have been at my house. I should have been at my house.
But you don't know if they did ask you or not, though. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
They picked me up from my house. Shorty said she was going somewhere over north. It's the only reason why I got in the car. I ended up in Minnetonka. I woke up sick. I'm talking about sick. Like, looking out the window was like a lost kid, man. I'm holding on to myself, bugging myself. Like, what the fuck just happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't remember nothing.
Oh, man.
And that's how easy it can happen as a young man.
We all had watchable blackouts, though. So we know, like, we all woke up like, what the hell's going on?
That was terrible.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people woke up with.
I ain't never woke up nowhere. I ain't know where I was at.
Shit, I'm pretty sure you woke up with condoms on you before. Have you ever woke up with a condom on you before and didn't know what was going on?
Nah.
Yeah, I was.
Women don't wake up like that.
Hey, the blackouts, back when we were young, the blackouts is real.
You wake up with it, no, you should have never, man.
That shit scared the shit out of me.
The blackouts is real. Back when we were young and you just drink it like.
Man, after that situation, man, it was done.
You say you ain't never woke up with a condom.
It was done. Like, I'm talking about, I was not going.
Or how about this? Wake up without the condom on. And you looking over next to you like, oh, what did I do?
Oh yeah, see, that definitely ain't been.
That never happened to you either?
No, not that. I ain't know what I was doing.
What?
Trust me.
You never woke up next to a chick and was like, what the hell?
And didn't know, like, damn, how did I end up with her?
You never did? Okay, that's good. That's a good thing.
Cause that could be, you could be in the bed with a trans and
And
shit.
you know,
before we get off
the funniest thing about that whole night, right? So the funniest thing about that whole night is that all of that shit transpired, right? I called my brothers. They was able to come and get me. You know what I'm saying? I got home, and when I got home, the gallon of jam was still sitting by the tree that I left it at. Oh, no, it was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? It was just one of them nights, man.
And before we, I don't want to forget the importance of the importance of kids being out there on your games and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Man, parents regulate who your kids play with. I know that's hard. So kids, regulate who you play with. So parents and kids need to work together and regulate that shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Be mindful of who your kids are communicating with.
Try your
these
best.
apps, these TikToks, these Roblox, these PlayStation games, Minecraft. There's even older people inside of those Minecraft games that will coach your children into getting beside themselves. Fortnite, another one. All these grown-ups are on these games talking to our children. We have to stay mindful and understand what is going on, because these are the same individuals that can manipulate our children into getting into vehicles with them, and we will never see them again.
And women, young ladies out there, if a man's telling you leave your phone or some goofy shit
Red
like
flag.
that, if you talking about
They know all the red flags by now.
Red flag.
Like, come on, man.
Like,
Red flag.
And for the dudes out there, if a girl's telling you, like, let's say you in the streets. Let's say you a street dude, right? Let's say you a street dude. And you always got your banger, right? And she knows you always got the banger because she met you as a street dude. And she's telling you to leave your banger.
It's a
Red flag.
Let me take that decision.
If you a straight dude that's working all the time, a square dude, I said a straight dude, a square dude, whatever, and you only working, a girl's telling you to leave your identity, your wallet and shit, red flag.
Red flag.
Red
If you're
flag.
a young lady and you talking to somebody that you met on Tinder or Plenty of Fish or whatever, and you finally decide to go meet up with this person, and they tell you to leave your phone. Red flag.
Your purse, your phone, and all
Red
that.
flag.
Even
No
if he
matter
said,
how comfortable they made you feel.
even if he said I'm paying for everything, still take your wallet and all that.
Because that's what they get you at all. You leave everything. I'm paying for this.
baby.
Yeah, baby, I got you. I'll leave my phone in my wallet.
You
What?
get in that car
Going.
and you gone.
If somebody even got the interest of you leaving anything, red flag. Like, why is they thinking about you leaving something?
You supposed to have a phone to communicate with your family.
I might need to use your phone if I lose or drop mine. So like, what kind of state of mind you in?
Right, yeah. So
But people get finessed like that.
So we
a lot
tell
of people get finessed like that, man. And then, if you see weirdo cops, you definitely want to stay mindful of the weirdo cops. Start asking questions like, is your body cam on? Is your dash cam on? Is this being recorded? Because I honestly believe that there are a percentage of individuals that go missing because they trust the people who they approach. And the only people in the world that most people trust is the police.
no doubt.
To walk up to the car and not give nobody no problem, let somebody put you in the back of their car, you're not trying to fight them or nothing. Like how you kidnapping thousands of people and we don't got no witnesses, dog.
Yeah.
That's some strong shit, man. We gotta start thinking about that, man.
You gotta look at certain weird transportations too, though, like
Ubers
buses and stuff like that. Ubers,
right?
all
So
that.
it was a young lady. It was a young lady I was working with. Got in an Uber. The Uber dropped her off. The dude was like, "Here's my phone number. Call me when you want your ride back." So he could get her in the car. He only got a log where he taking her.
Oh.
He ain't got to log that into
Hey,
the
y'all
app.
actually had an Uber who did that before.
They be on
But
there.
they don't even know what they gonna get themselves into, man. That'd be
They
crazy.
get in the back of these Ubers, or they think that they getting into the Uber that they ordered, and they get into somebody else's car,
Yeah, and it be a
and
whole
be
thing.
gone. Somebody.
I done got into
Ubers.
Ubers myself where it wasn't actually the dude who matched up on the picture for real.
Yeah,
But
y'all
that be
been-
mostly you only run into that for real with like Molly's or like an Asian or something.
Yeah.
They could really, you could really blend in like that. Like
Yeah.
they really get down. You would never be able to tell for real.
Who is who?
Exactly.
Right. That's how they get you.
Like they sons, nieces, nephews on the same account, Ubering.
Doing that one of these days, man.
Yeah, man. So what's a quick wrap up? Because you know the joint about to cut off, man. So what's a quick wrap up?
A quick wrap up. Keep your family safe, man. They going bananas outside right now, man. I'm talking about
Facts. Keep
dum-dum.
locations, phone
I'm
numbers.
talking about
all
dum-dum
that.
outside. Boy, they shooting everybody from little kids to mamas, man. Keep your family safe, man.
Really, just tell them stay in the crib.
Straight
Stay
up.
safe.
So, as far as the topic, so the rap, having kids, anything should be planned. It ain't even just having kids. Try your best. Ain't nobody perfect. We all humans.
Right.
So you're not going to be 100% perfect, but try to plan things. That means having kids. That means everything. Trying to buy a house. Everything you do, you're going to try to plan. You got to plan to execute the situation, right?
And man, this whole Roe versus Wade situation, like if they start playing with constitutional rights and are able to repeal shit that's written in law about abortion, you better believe there's something up their sleeve coming next. Pay attention to the details because
it's too many abortions and them kids that they need to kidnap.
Them kids that they need to have in prison.
You know what though? Hold up, man. What he just said, you know what? Because we just said, we was wondering, see, this, it might cut off. We was just saying that it's a reason because they usually want us to have abortions. Now they don't want us to have abortions. And we ain't talking about just black people.
More children.
So now they want more people to kidnap for organs.
Think about it.
We gotta go, man.
Where the fuck did all the serial killers go, bro?
Man, that's
Where's
crazy.
the serial killers?
That was a good one right there. That was a good one right there. They want us to have people. They want us to create people for they could harvest stuff and stuff of that nature.
Well, we valuable. We just don't see it yet.
Wow.
We super valuable. We just don't see it yet. And we gotta talk about it so we start understanding and seeing the value that we possess within our own vessel, without the materials, without the cars, without the houses. It's us in our vessels, how much value we hold, man. Because the world wants us. And they'll do us in quick. So pay attention, keep your family safe. Be mindful if you're in these areas where they letting these switches off.
Hey, man, that was
Man.
LTA, we out of here.
Let's talk about it, man. We dust. All right.
That was a good one, brother. That was good.